Hello, everyone. Happy Good Friday. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. It's actually Tuesday, or not Tuesday. Gosh, what day is it? I don't know. It's Thursday. I'm doing a pre-recording because I will be off tomorrow. We are closed for Good Friday, so hopefully you're all having a good Friday. I know I will be. I will be up with family, so I'm excited for that. Before I get started, I just want to quickly talk about the open house. We still have our open house registration available, which is May 2nd and 3rd. So it's a Friday and a Saturday, and you get to pay you can pay $5 and you make 4 cards. You can register for both days, or you can do just one day. I also wanted to mention you can register the day of. So if you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it or not, you can always register when you get here. But if you know you're coming, please register ahead of time so that way we make sure we have enough kits for everybody. That way we aren't last minute trying to scramble and get extra kits put together. And yeah, open house. I'm excited for it. So it's coming up soon. I quickly want to show a card that I did earlier this week. I'm going to flip my camera. Oh, I just realized, oh no, I do have my stamping platform. I'm like, I have magnets, but I don't know where I put my stamping platform. So I'm going to show you the product first, and then I'll show you my samples. This is a really cool die. It is a, what is it called? I think twist and pop and twist. One of the variations of those words. I think it's pop and twist butterfly. Now, it comes with the butterfly stamp and die. So this is what I created from that. I use the stamp on the front cover, and then it pops open like so. It's a nice little 3D butterfly. You can also change out the butterfly for something different, as long as it's around the same size. Anything bigger would be too big, but a smaller element would work even easier. And then obviously I had to do a pink one. I didn't finish the card front. This was my first attempt. As you can see, I've got the butterfly wings sticking out of the corner. But yes, I've got my pink butterfly. And then you just kind of got to help it close. Again, those are the new Marianne dies. This comes as a set, all of these two together. But once you get this, you can use this with other dies or pre-cuts. You know what would also be fun? I think even a photo of whoever's birthday it is. That would be a fun little surprise. Or a photo of the two of you. There's different things you could put in there to make it a bit more personalized. All right, let's get into today's live. I forgot to I wanted to grab all the Jamie Rodgers that had arrived, but I forgot. So we're going to just make a card using one of his new products. He's got lots of beautiful stamps and dies that we just received, as well as re-inkers. Now, the re-inkers are not just re-inkers. They are basically an ink that you can use in so many different ways. He actually has a lot of awesome videos on his YouTube channel. He's very good to watch as well. He's entertaining, so I thoroughly enjoy watching his lives. Plus all the education. I learned so many things from him every time I watch, so give it a watch. I'm just going to quickly show you the re-inkers I'm talking about. They are metallic inks. I'm so happy he's got pink. You guys know my favorite color is pink. But yeah, these are my two favorites lately, the gold and the pink. And then there's new ink pads too, metallic ink pads. We had 5 originally. We've got 5 new colors. So go check that out. And again, his YouTube has a lot of information about this and his ink pads. I am going to get started. I'm going to be using one of his stamps here. I don't know where I put my packaging for this, but this is one of the Jamie Rodgers stamps. There are 4 similar to this. There is a church, a castle, the pub. I picked the pub because where we live, there's a bunch of pubs, breweries, and wineries. So it was very fitting. And I think there's another one. I can't remember what it is. It might just be a cottage scene. I don't remember. All right, let's get creating. So I'm going to use watercolors to color in my image. Jamie uses alcohol ink markers on his, so I wanted to do a different coloring medium to see what it looks like. So I've already got my stamp in here. I'm just going to make sure that it is covering the paper. It's not off at all. And okay, good. I did grab them. I was like, I thought I left my ink pad, but I didn't. Using the VersaFine Clear. And I'm just gonna make sure I coat the whole stamp. Looks coated to me. I don't think I'm missing any areas. Close it up and then stamp. Now, since this is a larger stamp than my hands, I'm going to work my way around to make sure it's all even. Voila. We've got our beautiful little pub. You can actually see the chairs, which I really like. So I think I'm going to leave the pub white. I'm actually also going to leave it in here because I think I'm going to stamp after I watercolor. So I am going to just tape this down in place because I'm very prone to knocking the magnets off or forgetting I don't want it moved, and I'll just pick it off and then I'm like, oh wait, I had that in place for a reason. Yeah, I get ahead of myself a lot. All right, I'm going to start with the greenery because I think that'll be easiest for me. So I'm going to pick out some colors. I'm going to use Forest Moss. We'll do Bundled Sage. It's a nice green color. Oh, Rustic Wilderness. That's like that's I think my favorite green actually. Mowed Lawn is also a good one. Pine Needles, I'm going to pass on. I think I'm going to grab the Mowed Lawn because it's a really good green. Right. Then I've got my Studio Light watercolor brushes here. I really like these ones because you can push these. I actually removed the last one from inventory, so sorry guys, we're sold out of it now. But we will be getting more in. Okay, so I'm going to start, I think, with the lighter color, which is the Sage, and I always like to have a piece of scrap paper just so I can test how pigmented the color is. And for this, I'm going to use the smallest. I always like to use the smallest brushes. It's a bit easier to pick and choose. So all I'm doing is just adding a bit of water. I mean, it would help if there was water in here. I just realized I left this one empty. So all I'm going to do is just switch the nozzle. I can untwist it. There we go. I'm just going to switch the nozzle for one that's already got water in it. There we go. I was like, why isn't water coming out? Because there's none in there. All right, so I'm going to just pick up some of that color. Usually the first few strokes, it's just activating the ink with the water, so it'll just take a minute. All right, that is good. It is not too dark. And I'm not going to make it the most perfect because I'm going to be adding multiple colors to make it look a little bit more real. And this is my base color, so I can really go all over with it. And just keep adding some green where I see it. I really like watercolor because you don't have to be so perfect with it. I can hide my flaws a bit easier. All right. I've got enough green now. So then I'm going to grab a darker green. I think I'm going to do Rustic Wilderness. And I'm just going to keep adding some brush. That should be good there. All right. Now, I'm no pro at shading, but I'm just going to follow kind of the black little shading dots that are in the image itself, which always helps. And I know I'm going to go over it with ink, so I'm not worried about blending any lines or anything yet, because I will be going over top and basically blending it later. Maybe I should bring this closer. See how close I can get it without it going off the page. It's a little crooked. Let me try and see what I can bend. Oh. Okay, hopefully that's a bit closer for you guys. Right, so I'm going to keep adding green. And just messily kind of doing it. It's not perfect. Okay. Now, oh, I missed a tree over here. Now, I think I'm going to go in with the forest moss because it is a bit more of a muted. It's not such a bright green. It's still darker. I'm going to mix. I'm going to mix the Rustic Wilderness with the forest moss. And I'm just adding in more color. Okay, now I'm going to go really light-handed and do some blending. I don't actually know. I'm no pro watercolor. I should have said that. This is just my thought process. Okay. Oh, I forgot over here. Okay, I think I'm not satisfied enough. I'm going to I'm going to mix, that was a bit too dark, the sage with the forest moss. That's better. And try and add a bit more shadowing. My brush is quite wet, so I'm going to actually dry it, pick up that color, and then I'll go back in. That's the nice thing about watercolor too, is it's pretty easy to fix and go back in a second time since you can move the color around still. It's not necessarily permanent. All right. Just gonna move that, blend it a bit more. And I'm gonna let that dry a bit, then I'll blend it after. So I'm gonna go in with, let's do the door and everything blue. I thought brown, but I think I'm gonna do blue. So I'm gonna look, I think the Salty Ocean might be a good blue for that. just going to look at the other colors to make sure that this is, in fact, the one I want. Broken China is a nice one, too. Huh. What one? Let's do... I think I'm going to do Broken China. So I'll just pick up some color. I'm going to just test it. All right, I'm going to add this to the door. I wanted to have some color. I didn't want it to be like an all brown pub. The ones in our areas, they've got little pops of color usually. Not too much browns. And I will do some brown. Oh, maybe I'll want a different color blue. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I will do brown around the frames, like of the window. I'm just going to add in a bit of a darker blue, the same blue, but more pigment. Back on the door. And just add a bit more. Right. Go back in here. And there's, I'm gonna do the brown now. I'm gonna look for a good brown walnut stain. That's usually a good one. Go with that. Just gonna wipe the color off my brush. And this is going to go, there's little like beams. They look like little wood beams. So I'm gonna add brown to that. Right. Then, where else? Oh, yes, the window frame. So I just got to be really careful with this. I don't get the windows brown. Oh, I think I'm going to do brown chairs too. Right, brown chairs. Hopefully you guys can't see my head. I'm like really close to this. And the table I'm going to leave for now. I'll decide later. I might do it. I might do the table blue so it looks like a glass table. We'll see though. We'll see what I end up doing. Right. Because I don't want too much brown. I want to change it up a bit. Again, I'm just adding brown to the window frames, but not the actual, like not the real window, because I'm going to add blue on the real window. Am I missing brown? Let's do, there's little like support beams. We'll do that. the inside brown. All right, this looks like a fence, so I am going to go ahead and do a lighter, not so pigmented, just a little bit of brown on that. Okay, now I just realized, no, I'm going to do, but let's do the windows because I know what color I want that. I'm just going to clean my brush a bit. Now I'm going to grab that, salvage patina, tumbled glass. I'm going to do tumbled glass for the window. And just make sure there's actually pigment on that before I go ahead. Oh, I just realized I missed a windowsill or a window frame in the brown. I'll just do that after. I actually missed a few. I always end up doing that. I don't see it until later, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was a window there. I did that once with a duck. I colored a duck in brown without realizing, and I was doing the same thing as like the same duck stamp a second time, and I realized, oh, there's two ducks in this. Okay, I've got that. Oh, I missed a window frame. Or window and the window frame. Okay, I've got all the windows now. I also missed some green, so I will have to go back in. I'm going to do the brown before I mix up what brown I used. Just clean my brush. The baby wipes a little bit quicker. And then I'm just going to go back into that window frame that I missed. I actually missed two, so gotta remind myself now. Do the second one. And I missed some greenery, so I'm just going to color in that greenery. And then I did some rustic wilderness. A bit too much pigment, so I'm just going to pick it up with my fingers. All right. What color do I want to do the pots of the flowers? Thinking I could do a yellow to like make it pop a bit. Oh no, I'm gonna do a gray. I'm gonna grab hickory smoke. And I'm gonna grab Lost Shadow. And we'll see what one I like. So I'm starting with Lost Shadow because it's a lighter gray. I'm going to see how light this is. It might be too light for what I'm thinking. I think that'll be good. I'll at least start with that. So I'm just going to paint in the little pots for all of the plants. And I think I've got it all. Now while I have this, I am going to color in up top here. because I have a feeling whatever that is would be gray. Oh, no, I'm going to do the tables gray. I just cleaned my brush. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to do the tables gray too. All right, then I'm going to grab the darker gray and see if I can do some shadowing. Okay. Try my best to do a little bit of shadowing. Okay, let that dry. Then I am going to take, I think, the black soot. And I think I'm going to do that for, there's like a baseboard along the bottom. I don't know what the outdoor baseboard version is called, but it's like an outdoor baseboard. I'm just going to do that in the black. And you'll notice I'm dipping my finger in a bit if it's too pigmented or if my brush is too wet. I will just dab my finger on it and it'll pick up some of that color. Yeah, my brush is quite wet, but that's working well. Okay, what else am I missing? What color should I do the roof? Okay, the roofs in Canada are all black, so I don't know why I even had to think about that. I'm going to do a black roof. Okay, well, they're not all black, but they're mainly black, if anyone was wondering. In Canada, they're all shingles. I know in some places they are slightly different. We don't live in igloos like some people think. Well, some do, just not most. Almost done. That's too much pigment. Take a little bit off. I gotta do my chimney still. I think I'm gonna do that in like a red brick maybe, or a gray, like a stone. And I'm just gonna put a bit more on my brush to highlight some of these shadowed areas. Very surprised I haven't put any pink on this yet. And then I am just going to add a bit more darkness to the back of the building because I think that's if it was someone who was shadowing. Oops, too much pigment got removed. If it was someone who knew what they were doing, I'm thinking that's what they would do. Just get that to dry a bit, and I'm going to add a bit more. I just want it to dry a bit more so I can add a bit more on top without moving too much of the color that's there. I'm just going to blow it quickly with the heat gun. There we go. I just wanted that dried. Right now, I think just trying to blend everything a bit more seamlessly. Okay, I think that's good. I don't know, you tell me. All right. Now I am going to do that piece gray. I don't know what that is, but I'm thinking gray is a good color for that. I think I'm going to do brown, a brown brick or a gray. Ugh, decisions. Oh, it's so hard to make decisions. Oh, I missed a spot on my roof. I missed my second roof. I'm going to do that now. All right, the second roof is basically done. Okay, there is, oh gosh, what do I do the brick? Don't know, guys. I wish I wish I was live now so I could ask you guys. Let's do, I'm gonna see if there's like a ratty brown. Brush corduroy. It's too many. Sometimes when there's too many options, it's too much. Let's do the dark gray brick for this. I'm going to try and kind of load that color on. Okay, and then there's a sign here with there's a sign with an image. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to do the background blue, the same color I did the door. It's too bright. Right, background is blue, and then the image is going to be brown. Okay, then I've got to grab a yellow. I'm going to do squeeze lemonade because there is a little light. Just test that color and then add it to the light. All right, I think I'm done. I don't think I'm missing anything. I am actually going to, now that I say that, look for my go-to brown, which is that photo one. What is it called? Vintage photo? Can't find it. It might be in one I don't have. It's probably where it is. And I'm going to grab gathered twigs. I'm going to change my mind. Grab gathered twigs. If I can pick it up. There we go. And I'm going to add this to, I don't want it too pigmented, just a little bit. The fence. Oh, and I just realized, I'm glad I went there because I didn't do the, what is that called? Trunk of the tree. All right. There is my final watercolored image. I think I'm not going to do the background. I think I'm going to die cut this. But before I do that, I'm going to do my second stamp over top. I just before I do that with a very slightly damp brush. I just remembered I didn't finish blending this tree. Okay, now I'm just gonna dry it quickly. All right, feels good to me. Going to stamp again. I'm just gonna wipe that up. And I'm going to go light-handed with this stamp. I don't want to add too much because I don't want it to be too dark. Sometimes when I stamp a second time, it does that. All right. Going to take this out and dry it quickly again. All right, 1 second. Sorry, I just need to blow my nose quickly. All right, now I think I'm going to die cut that. Find a Jamie Rodgers die that will fit. That, or no, that's too big. It's not too big, but it's bigger than what I was thinking. So I am going to do this one, and I'm going to grab a piece of low tack tape just to hold it in place. And just try and make sure I don't get too much cut out. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Yep. It's like, do I want the piercing design? But no, I'm just gonna die cut it. And then I have a hunky-dory base here, but I did it on a watercolor cardstock, so I might use the watercolor cardstock instead and make my own base because I want the colors to match. I did think about inking the sky blue. Oh, do I do it? I'm debating. Inking the sky blue in the bottom. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab my largest brush, which is this one, I think. And I'm going to do the bottom in that light gray color. I'm going to grab a scrap piece again. I can hear my dog scratching. You can probably hear me talking. Okay, I'm just going to lightly do the bottom. Okay, just a little bit of color to the bottom. Then the sky, I'm just gonna wipe my brush off. Do the tumbled glass because it's a nice light blue. And I want it very soft because I might be going over top of some of my image. Just a very, very, very subtle touch of blue in the back. It's really actually not much. Maybe I should go a bit heavier handed. I'll go a bit heavier handed. And moving my brush back and forth actually is making it look more real, like a sky, because you know how the sky's got those lines from the clouds and stuff. That is what is kind of happening here. Okay, I need to just add a bit more. Oh, that was too much. Okay, good. Leave that like that. Dry it again. Because what I'm going to do now is because I've got tumbled glass, which is the same color, I'm going to just make sure that there's not too much ink on my brush, which it is quite inked. So just take as much off as I can quickly. All right. Then I'm going to, around the edge, this will just help the blue pop a bit more. I mean, I'm not on camera. That would help if I was on camera. This is just going to help the blue sky look more real, especially because I couldn't really get the ink right to the edge with the brush as quickly as I was doing it. So this is just a bit faster. All right, I've got the sky. Now I do have the vintage photo. I think I'm going to leave the vintage photo. All right, I'll check my card base for size. I know I didn't want to use it, but I'm just going to see size-wise. Yep, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to try and find a die that's about the same size as this. I'm going to use my Jamie Rodgers. You'll notice I stuck to the scalloped theme with the, I think this one is the one I want, with the two dies, the oval and the rectangular. Will that fit? No, let's do the next size up. Oop. Oop. I'm debating, do I do a 5x7 card or an A6? Because I think a 5x7 would work best with this die here. But an A6, I really like this mat because I'm just using the measurements, is going to be a bit too big. Because it slightly goes over. I can always make my card slightly bigger. I'm just thinking. It might look okay. Okay, I think I'm going to do the larger one. And I'll just make my card a little bit slightly larger if I need to. So I'm going to die cut this. I'm going to see what would this look like. Don't think I like that. I've got a selection of cardstock colors. Okay, the brown is not bad. Green. No. Don't mind. No. 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 All right. Well, that narrows it down to these two. I think I'm going to end up doing the dark brown. My mom is texting me. Okay. Well, she's going to have to wait. This is not the one I decided on. Where did I put that? Right there. Just thinking. I know what I'm going to do now, I think. I don't actually know, I guess. I'm trying to think, do I do like a fake little photo frame and like put this behind it almost so it looks like it's a photo frame? Decisions are, oh, what do I do, you guys? I think I'm going to do a photo frame. I'm just going to cut this smaller because it's too big to fit through my die cutting machine. I'm going to grab my base for my die cutting. The first layer, add a small piece of tape. Okay, I'm actually realizing I'm running out of time, so I am going to not. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to do something. I'm just going to do something different now. Since I'm pre-recording, I only have so much time. I need to be under an hour, and I'm almost at an hour, so I got to be quick. And then I'm going to die cut the cardstock that I used for my stamping. Run that through. Oh, ink got on that. There must have been something with ink on it. Well, at least I'm going to see if I even like what I'm doing before. I'm going to try vintage photo. See what this looks like. This is hiding that ink that I saw, so if I like it, I'm keeping this one. I'm not going to re-die cut. Right, try this again. Okay, I think I like that better. Now I need to find a sentiment that's going to fit in this scene. Where did my stamp go? There it is. Drinks are on me. I think I'm going to do drinks are on me with the stamped. Yep, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to glue these pieces down. For a minute, I was like, did I not bring glue in here? Just quickly add glue. And then I'm going to not place that yet, but I am going to grab my stamping platform if I can find it. Where did that go? I have no idea. Where did I put that thing? Oh, there it is. because I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And that's going to go probably right there, I'm thinking. Okay. I'm going to do a beer because that's what I drink. I'm going to bring it a little as low as it will kind of go. And then drinks are on me. And this is going to go up at the top. Okay, now I need to find the top. Take this stamp out. I'm going to get ink all over myself, but it is what it is. Oh, not too much ink got on me. And then I'm going to stamp in black ink. Awesome. Going to very, very quickly color that drink in Scattered Straw. I feel like is the closest thing to a beer color. I have 8 minutes to go before I have to disappear, because if I don't, then you guys will not get to watch what I just filmed so long on. So I'm going to be very quickly adding. Oops, I went over the page. Okay, good enough. Then this, I think I want to 3D it in like the bottom area there. I'm gonna use my thin 3 foam pads. I love using these 1 millimeter thick foam pads. All right, there we have it. And then I don't have a base that it will fit on yet. Okay, I still do have a couple minutes. Let's make a quick base. Paper trimmer is over here. I wish you guys could see the state of my studio right now. It is a little bit scary to look at. All right, I'm going to do a card base that is a 4 1/8 and 6 1/8. So 4 1/8. No, 6 1/8 is going to be this one. By 4 1/8. There we go. Before I get my white cardstock dirty, wipe that up. All right. Then I'm going to slightly 3D that as well with the same 1 millimeter thick foam pads. All right, I've got 5 minutes. If I go over an hour, my live will be considered too long for pre-recorded, and then I would have to upload it as a YouTube video, which is not bad, but that's okay there. Put that. All right, there we have it. My Jamie Rodgers card using the new product. All right. For a giveaway, I'm going to give away one of Jamie's new stamps. I don't know what one it'll be. It'll be a surprise for you. And in order to win, you have to post a Jamie Rodgers card in our Crafting with XD Facebook group. It doesn't have to be from this collection. It can be from any of his collections that he's come out with. It's the Jamie Rodgers Crafts. So yes, if you have already posted and want to make sure I see it, you can just tag our Facebook page and it'll kind of pop up as a notification and it'll bring it to the top anyway. So you can do that. Repost it a second time also you could do. Or if you have a new card, post it there. But yes, I will announce the winner next Friday when I'm back. Yes, I hope you all have a wonderful Good Friday and an awesome Easter weekend. Bye, everybody.